Example high-performance leader expectations. Belief behaviors. Adopt beliefs based on cooperation, respect, improvement, and learning. Exhibit behaviors daily that are within the boundaries we have defined. Take initiative in improving your part of our service system. Use Covey's 7 habits as a foundation for personal improvement. Maintain a 75% or better leadership index score from your work group. Task expectations. Conduct regular effective work group meetings. Prepare and issue a monthly performance progress summary. Use performance measures to identify possible improvements. Maintain an up-to-date key projects list for the processes you own. Know your operating costs and how they impact company performance. Ensure that your people have the skills for doing their jobs properly. Complete other daily duties that are part of your job description. Complete the activities that are part of your personal learning plan. This list was actually developed when I was working as a director of quality at a trucking company. One of my key responsibilities involved helping this company make the shift towards a high-performance work culture at 18 different locations, with staffs ranging between 5 and 150 people. Our leadership team recognized that we had to change the way our leaders did their job, both from a task perspective and from a behavior perspective, to help achieve this goal. We spent a good part of a morning coming up with these lists during one of our periodic leadership meetings. By doing this in a large group, we were able to get each leader involved in determining their future. We were also able to test for consensus. Do these tasks and behaviors fit with what we want to be and where we want to go as a company? Involving our leaders in this manner also gave them more ownership in the final lists that were developed. And they also had more ownership in helping to create the lists. That led them to committing to trying to meet the expectations we defined. Note that the task expectations may not be consistent with what you normally find in a manager's or supervisor's job description. You should also note that several of the task items listed, such as the project list, team meetings, and progress summary, are included in this process excellence from the inside out approach reflected in the focus of this book. 2 exercises can be used to help you develop the 2 above list and your leadership index. The first exercise is designed to help you develop a list of behavior and task expectations for your leaders, the same exercise I used to create the above list. The second exercise would be used to take these lists along with the mission, vision, values, and strategies of your organization and create a leadership index of your own. The 11 statements, in other words, that make up that leadership index. If you want to address the key cultural challenge of leaders are measured more on what their people achieve than what they do themselves, you have to begin measuring your leaders differently. One key dimension of this expanded approach to measuring leadership effectiveness should include some form of regular behavior consistency assessment. Example Process Leader Certificate. To earn a high-performance team leader certificate, a process owner must 1. Establish a leadership index baseline and maintain a 75% level over a course of 6 months. 2. Demonstrate daily use of a performance summary spreadsheet, performance dashboard, and waste event database. 3. Submit 6 monthly reports that highlight projects implemented and show positive results trends. 4. Show progress over 6 months in terms of key project list use, projects added, and projects completed. And finally, number 5, complete a team facilitation skills course and practice skill use for 12 hours in a process or project team setting. Too many certificates today can be earned simply by passing a test. While testing can be one means of gauging skill awareness, understanding, and retention, it does not often serve as a good tool for validating effective skill application. In order to maximize the investment you are making in an attempt to make high-performance work practices a part of your daily work culture, you should consider building the need to use process excellence tools into the job requirements of each of your process owners. Requiring each process owner, every vice president, director, manager, supervisor, To obtain a high-performance team leader certificate similar to the one presented above is one way to accomplish this goal. The key to the effectiveness of this certificate lies in the fact that performance improvement must be demonstrated daily over the course of 6 months in the areas of leadership behavior, leadership time investment, team facilitation, and process improvement results. Leadership behavior improvement is validated by positive and/or sustained high levels of performance, as indicated by a bottom-up leadership index score of 75% or better. Leadership task effectiveness is validated by the demonstrated use of several key process improvement tools and the implementation of improvement projects. 6-month trend lines for each key process metric in the process owner scorecard further validates the degree to which these tools have been used consistently and effectively. It has been my experience that if you use this set of tools consistently and correctly, you will see improved process performance. Feel free to also include the need to participate in a one-day Pursuing Process Excellence workshop similar to this one. Participate in my one-day Vital Sign Scorecards and Goals measurement workshop, where I teach others how to use the different measurement tools I used as a plant manager. You could have them demonstrate improved monthly high-performance workplace audit scores. Or you could have them achieve a passing score on a Process Excellence Tools workshop test as additional requirements for obtaining this high-performance team leader certificate. It's up to you. How will you know if your leaders are improving and contributing? How do your leaders behave? Which leaders should be measured with an index? What minimum score should be considered acceptable? How long should we tolerate poor performance? High-performance organizations use some form of leadership index, similar to the one shown above, to measure the behavioral consistency of each person who works in a leadership capacity. Notice how the different statements that make up the index address different aspects of a leader's role in a high-performance organization. The actual wording and mix of these statements should mirror the organization's mission, vision, values, and strategy. Which leaders should be measured with an index? If you want true behavior consistency across the organization, all leaders should be measured, even those at the top. If those people at the top are hesitant to be assessed in this manner, your first question should be why. Their hesitancy might be telling you something. Additionally, by measuring all leaders with the same index, the leadership performance from a behavior perspective of different leadership teams can be better gauged. The scores that are obtained from an index such as this one can be easily aggregated, and because the same set of statements is used for all leaders, comparisons can be made more easily. What minimum score should be considered acceptable? This particular index was modeled after one that Federal Express used back in the 1990s and may still be using in some form today. Back then, the Federal Express Survey Feedback Action process was used to help leaders achieve a minimum index score of 75% on a consistent basis. The first time a leader failed to meet this minimum, they would be expected to participate in additional leadership development activities that are intended to help them address their low-scoring areas. If they failed to achieve this minimum a second time, they could continue working in the company, but not in a leadership capacity. This may sound harsh, but what is the impact of leadership inconsistency? What level of poor performance are you willing to tolerate? How long should we tolerate poor performance? If your team, site, or company has high performance aspirations, you cannot afford to tolerate poor performance. The behaviors of a leader represent a model that others are expected to follow. Like it or not, your people look to their leaders for examples of what is acceptable every day.